Prison or a 5-star hotel? Which one would you prefer? This may sound counterintuitive, but the answer to this question may not be so obvious. This luxury prison in Norway should be viewed with caution because it will alter your perception of what a prison is. Correctional officers and prisoners here become close friends and even family. When prisoners serve their sentences, guards socialize with them, chatting and playing cards. When prisoners are released, officers say goodbye with tears in their eyes. Instead of living in austere conditions, felons go to Halden, a prison comparable to a 5-star hotel. Welcome to All About Prison, where we take an inside look at life behind bars. Halden gained global attention for its design and relative splendor when it opened. The prison blocks, set in a forest, showcase minimalistic chic. Its 4,500-acre garden has a church, hospital, library, gym, soccer field, recreation room, and recording studio. Since its opening 12 years ago, costing $200 million, it has earned a reputation as the world's most humane prison. Admission to Halden involves 3 steps for a prisoner. First, a special car takes them on a scenic drive through 2 iron gates. In the second step, correctional officers, meeting the prisoners for the first time, shake their hands and uncuff them immediately, treating them as VIPs. In the third step, the prisoner undergoes a naked examination before being taken to their private cell. Though called cells, they are more like hotel suites with flat-screen TVs, private toilets and showers, fridges, cupboards, and desks in bright new pine. Toilets and showers are entirely private, so prisoners do not have to worry about dropping the soap in the public shower of the prison. It is noteworthy that the layout and furniture of the rooms were designed by local designers to ensure the comfort of the inmates. These rooms boast huge, unbarred windows that overlook the serene scenery of the mossy forest. The Norwegian sentencing system has no life sentences and mandates a maximum term of 21 years for all prisoners, regardless of the severity of their crimes. Murderers are treated the same as thieves and other criminals, with no special treatment or discrimination. At Halden, 340 staff members, including teachers and healthcare workers, cater to the needs of the 245 male inmates. To avoid creating a threatening environment, guards are generally unarmed. Over half of them are attractive female guards because the prison administration fears that male guards may exert undue pressure on the inmates. Inmates share a living room and kitchen with 9 other inmates, equipped with a jogging treadmill and speakers for music. They can socialize and have coffee parties while the guards observe without interference and may even participate. Staff are encouraged to mingle with inmates, talk to them, and offer counseling to help combat their criminal tendencies. The prison governor position in Norway is distinctive, with the governor serving as a coach, motivator, and role model for the inmates. At Halden, inmates are responsible for cooking most of their meals, with 1 daily meal provided by the prison. The prison shop offers a range of goods similar to those available outside. Inmates can earn money by participating in work and educational activities, with a daily payment of $7. The prison is open from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. During the day, inmates are encouraged to attend work and educational activities. Halden Prison features several modern factories that provide jobs to inmates and help train them for socially useful roles. For example, Kazal, a burly man with a big smile, was arrested for smuggling about $1 million in drugs but is now a handy cleaner. Anthony Davis, an American former basketball player who came to Norway to pursue his dream but ended up in prison for rape, has become a skilled cook during his 5 years of incarceration. Another inmate, known as the Kid, killed a drug dealer who stole his business. After returning to prison to study, he wakes up every morning with a cup of coffee, packs his school bag, and heads to the electrician class. After several years of study, he has become a skilled electrician in India. In recent years, a young man with a checkered past has become a regular visitor to prisons, with more than 30 charges of theft, robbery, and murder. He had served his sentence in several other correctional institutions before being transferred to Halden Prison. Upon arriving at Halden, the young man's quality of life soared as if he had moved from the slums into a grand mansion. It seemed that all the criminals in Halden transform into model citizens. One might wonder, however, what happens to those inmates who do not want to study or work. The authorities respect the choices of these prisoners, allowing them to sleep, watch TV, or play games at their leisure. The prison also offers a fully equipped recording studio, a guitar, a piano, drums, and other musical instruments. Inmates are encouraged to explore their artistic skills, and professional teachers provide twice-weekly tutoring. The prison philosophy is clear. If inmates are treated like animals, they will become animals. Conversely, if prisoners are respected and cared for, they will become law-abiding citizens. Thus, the guards are encouraged to become friends with the inmates, chatting and playing cards during the week, saying goodnight to each other before bed, and saying goodbye when leaving prison. The correctional officers at Halden Prison are trained to reform prisoners from the mind rather than beat them into submission. Hence, the prison has very high standards for its staff. Even in the face of disruptive prisoners, the guards uphold the principle of win with virtue. After fully armed, they will approach the cell door and try to persuade the prisoner through the small window. If they cannot convince the prisoner, they will storm the cell to subdue the inmate. To avoid disturbing other prisoners in the surrounding area, the prison has also established an underground passage system through which prisoners can be quietly locked up in a separate room. If a prisoner remains agitated upon arrival at the separate room, the guards will resort to the most severe form of punishment available at Halden Prison, which involves immobilizing the prisoner by tying them to a small bed. Some may question whether this punishment can indeed be considered severe, but it is nonetheless the most extreme measure that is taken. It is worth noting that this form of punishment has only been used once in the prison's 12-year history. After all, in such a humane prison, most inmates feel psychologically comfortable and are not too impulsive. Of course, to thoroughly reform prisoners from the mind, the prison has very high requirements for correctional officers. The guards at Halden must possess exceptional communication skills, empathy, and a genuine desire to help inmates transform their lives. The cost of running such a unique and highly effective prison is indeed high, with an approximate cost of $380 per person per day, compared with around $250 at older, more basic Norwegian institutions such as Oslo Prison, where inmates are often locked up for 23 out of 24 hours. A year in Halden costs the state around $120,000 per prisoner. Critics argue that the government should spend money on improving the quality of life for the general population rather than wasting it on criminals. However, the administrators of Halden Prison maintain that their approach is not only humane, but also cost-effective in the long run. They argue that going to prison is already a loss of personal freedom, which is a punishment in itself. By providing a better quality of life in prison, inmates will have a better sense of social identity and be better prepared to integrate into society upon release. The humane management system in Halden achieves the world's lowest recidivism rate. The system is expensive, costing approximately $380 per person per day, compared to older Norwegian institutions where inmates are often locked up for 23 out of 24 hours and cost around $250 per day. A year in Halden costs the state around $120,000 per prisoner, and opponents argue that this money could be better spent on improving the quality of life for the general population. However, the administrators argue that Halden is a place to reform the minds of the inmates, not a place for them to suffer. By providing a better life in prison, inmates will have a better sense of social identity and be better prepared to re-enter society upon release. Although this principle may seem puzzling or objectionable, it is crucial to remember that going to prison is already a loss of personal freedom, which is a punishment in itself. The goal of Halden is to give inmates a chance to turn their lives around and become productive members of society. Its success is evident in the significantly lower recidivism rate of 20% compared to 70% in Norway 30 years ago. And with that, we have come to the end of today's video. So, did you make up your mind about going to a 5-star hotel or going to this prison? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, remember to hit like and subscribe with the notifications bell turned on so you can check out our future videos. Until next time.